Okay, so we're actually on the webinar right now, but let me make sure that everybody's sport that's on here is supposed to be on here. So let me real quick. Hey, Don, how you doing? We're on a live webinar right now, but I'll call you back as soon as it's over, okay? Hello? Hey, we're on a live webinar for the agents right now, but I'll call you back as soon as it's over, okay? Yep, okay, bye. Okay, so let me put the links in here. I don't know if everybody's on here, so let me go to Bill. Let me go to Matt. Let me go to Patricia. I don't see, so P. Brazy. Okay, let me put in US. Okay, and let's see. Then we also have, who else? Brandon B-Man. Then we have Jessica. So what's Jessica's? I think it's Jessica Tim. There she is. Okay, then we have, let's see. I think that's everybody. Brandon, Jessica, Matt, Bill. So let me send this out. So I'm not sure if you guys are on the webinar right now, if you can, but let me take a look here. See what's going on. So I just invited everyone again, and I don't see any participants on here. So, okay. So this is everybody that I didn't want too many people on this webinar because I wanted to make sure it's the people that are actually doing lots of work with the company. And how you guys doing, by the way? Patricia, good. Lawrence, how you doing?
Doing good.
You guys can all good. Okay. So we have Matt. Matt is from Mersatech. He's the bank that we do all of the credit card processing stuff through with that service. So he's actually gonna. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Everybody can hear me? Okay. So I wanted to make sure that you guys can hear me. And I'm gonna turn it over to Matt. I'm gonna do a screen share right now and share my screen. And he's gonna go through, he's gonna introduce himself and go through a series of things. So let me, can you guys all see the screen right now? Tell me when it comes up. Do you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So,
yes.
Excellent. Okay, so let me just go to my email real quick and pull up these different slides that Matt's going to go through with us and explain how the credit card processing works and the cash discount program and some of the mobile app features that he has. So Matt, with no further ado, go ahead. You want to take over and just go over. You let me know what you want me to pull up for the slides, and I'll pull them up. Okay.
Actually, the first thing let's pull up, if you don't mind, would be let's pull up the questionnaire because that'll kind of streamline me into everything first.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Matthew Walden. I'm actually one of the executives with Mersatech. So it's late at night, so don't mind the casual wear here. Anyway, I just want to kind of introduce myself so you guys know who I am. I'll be your point of contact for most things, whether you go through Alan or not, or you need to come to me directly, whatever it is we can help you to do to streamline your sales process, expedite things, and definitely make sure that we're helping you guys to make as much money as you can. Part of the reason for tonight's call is we just want to talk to you about the variety of services that we provide, some of the ways to sell them, and kind of train yourselves to listen and hear for certain things. They're going to kind of help you to add on value to what it is that we try to provide with each merchant. So what I want to kind of do first, I'm not sure if anybody here has ever worked in merchant processing. I want to talk about merchant processing first, and the reason why is that's always going to be the bread and butter because of the way that it pays out and the money that comes in. What we're going to be selling mostly is something called a cash discount program. You guys have heard the term free processing, things like that. You guys are familiar that it's 0% charged to the merchant, and the charges are passed on to their customers, and then they pay a $45 monthly fee. Prior to that, though, I want to kind of explain a little bit about the industry to you, so you have some understanding of what it is exactly that merchants have dealt with for so long, and things that they could be dealing with when you guys get them on the phone. When you guys get somebody to contact, these are merchants that have, either they're new in business or they've been around for a while, doesn't really matter, but they've got some familiarity with credit card processing. They all think that they know everything about it. Some people actually know a lot, but most of them are kind of, they're not the best decision makers. And they've got themselves into a predicament, or they're just paying a lot of money, or they don't understand why they're paying a lot of money. So one of the best things you can do yourself is kind of learn a little bit about the industry, whether you go to Google and look up credit card processing or merchant processing, or even worldpay.com or firstdata.com. You can kind of learn a lot just from their websites in general. What happens is MasterCard and Visa always charges a merchant. And then the bank that they use, such as Wells Fargo or Chase, is always going to charge a swipe or transaction fee and some monthly fees like monthly statements and so forth. Then what happens is you get third-party processors. Nobody's going to ever go directly to MasterCard Visa. They're going to come through third-party processors, whether it be Wells Fargo or a broker such as Mersatech. Now, when they come to us, what they want is the ability to take credit cards, because the majority of their customers use credit cards. It's quick, it's easy, it's convenient, it's safe, you don't have to carry cash. But all of the downside of credit cards is placed on the merchant. And when we say the downside, the first thing is they're the ones that have to pay for it. Number two is, they encourage charges. There's things called chargebacks where people dispute the charges. You have all these laws and things that happen that are going on right now as far as compliance and certifications and things that have to happen to be able to take cards. So merchants right now are very familiar with having to pay usually somewhere around 3% for their credit card processing. And the majority of that could actually be profits. MasterCard, Visa, and transaction fees usually total up to about 1.9%. And then merchants that are paying, 2.75 or 3 or 3.14 are usually paying a lot of that money to the banks as well. And which leads us into two types of processing. So the two types of processing that we have, one is going to be just traditional credit card processing. And there's a whole lot of ways to do that too, but I just want you to learn traditional processing and cash discount processing. Traditional means that they're using some method of payments, and there's a whole bunch of different tiers and stuff that salespeople use to try to make it sound good. But at the end of the day, they're paying MasterCard and the bank to take cards, and they're paying the processor an extra amount on top of it. The bad thing is basically it's a race to zero. Credit card salespeople walk in and say, let me see your statement. I can save you money. Oh, these guys are really screwing you over on your rates. I can do better. And then what they're doing is they're taking, somebody that's at 3% and put them at 2.8, and then 2.6, and then 2.5, and 2.48. And they just kind of whittle that down so there's not very much profit margin. With us, our traditional rates, we charge what we call 10 or 20 basis points over what MasterCard and Visa charges, which is kind of not the best thing, because when you think of, I'm going to say 10 basis points, what that really means is if a merchant is doing $25,000 in credit card sales, we're making $25. If we're charging 20 basis points, we're making 50. And that's kind of a lot in my mind. As a salesperson, you kind of look at that and you're like, well, if I sign up 10 customers and I'm making $20, or even, a percentage of that is what you're usually getting paid, 50% of it. How much am I really making? You're only going to be making $100 a month after that. So you have to sign up 10 more and 10 more. And eventually, hopefully you're making $1,000 a month, and it takes a while. So what happens is this cash discount program, it's gaining a lot of momentum. It's not the most common thing out there yet. It's been around for about 2 years. But from a sales perspective, is now you can go out there and you can charge a merchant, and and you can charge 3.5% or 3.99%, and there's a larger profit margin for the salespeople, but it actually eliminates the cost for the merchant. So it's kind of a win-win situation. And once you realize that you can make more money off of it, it becomes, more motivation for you. And number two, it's more motivation for the merchant themselves, because these merchants, if you imagine, they're doing $10,000 a month in credit cards, 3% is $300. So for every $10,000, they're giving away $300. If they're doing $30,000, they're giving away $900. If they're doing $60,000, they're paying $1,800 in fees. So imagine by the time they get to $200,000 a month in credit card processing, they're paying, $3,500, $4,000 in fees as well. So most merchants don't want to have to do that. If they can eliminate that cost from $600 to just a $45 a month fee, they're pretty happy to do so. Number two is if they can eliminate that their processing from a $3,500 a month fee to $45 a month, they're even more excited about it. But I just want you guys to be able to kind of understand what it is we're competing with on a daily basis. The second important thing I want you to understand, though, is even if a merchant is not ready to switch their whole business over to a 0% $45 a month cash discount program, you can still sell them a traditional program as well. And you can sell it with a 10 or 20 basis point charge on top of it. And that's going to put us at about 2.25%. The reason we sell 2.25% on our traditional is because, again, we know that Square is 2.75 and we know that Wells Fargo is 3%. So if we have an opportunity to gain a customer, regardless, we want to be able to go two routes with them, traditional or cash discount.
So just to make clear,
and that's just kind of a, go ahead.
Just to make that clear so that the agents understand. So essentially, on anybody that doesn't want the 0% or the cash discount program, essentially they may have reasons why they may say, you know what, my customers just won't go for it. They're not ready for it. We still want to get them hooked up with the lowest rate on the processing they already have. So if they're already processing, a traditional processing would be whatever they're already doing. We can still save them money if they're using Square or some type of traditional processing already. We can drop them down, what is it, 50 basis points from what the average is, Matt?
Half a percent, yes.
0.5%, okay, so that's on traditional processing. So that's just, okay, go ahead.
Right. Good point, excellent. Two other points if you guys want to make note of along with that is we have the lowest credit card rate in processing. We go low on purpose because we want to make it an easy decision so that we can build a long-term relationship. You got to sometimes be okay with making a little bit less money every month, knowing that you're going to make that money for a very long time. So that's one of the key factors with us. Another thing I want to point out is even if they're not ready for the 0%, another option you have is being able to put them onto a 3 or 4 week trial period at 0%. And if they don't like that, we'll switch them back to traditional. That's one way to kind of hook them and get them onto our plan. And then even if they don't like it, we'll just switch them over to our other plan. Either way, we're going to make money off of it, and we're going to keep that customer. Of course, it's about keeping the customer happy. So I don't want to sound like, oh, yeah, we get to make money off of it all the time. Customer is always what drives everything. But it helps with that option to have that hook. And one more thing, aside from us having the lowest credit card rates in the United States, is we also have the most capability to work with the most amount of equipment that's out there. So because we also do technology, we work with almost every single back-end bank, which means let's say a customer has equipment that they spent $10,000, $20,000, or maybe just a couple $1,000s on, and that's your only obstacles. They don't want to replace their equipment. Is most of the times, 9 out of 10 times, we can reprogram the equipment they already have. Most of our competition cannot do that because most of our competitors only do processing through one bank. So they just do First Data, which is Wells Fargo, or just WorldPay, which is Fifth Third Bank, or they go through Elavon or something else. But we go through, TSYS, First Data, WorldPay, Vantiv, just a lot of different things so that we can, increase the amount of customers we can work with. And that leads into our technology capabilities as well. So just so you know, when you guys get customers on the phone, the real goal is we want customers. So if we can eliminate a roadblock of not being able to close a sale because that person has other equipment or they process with a different bank than we do, is we have solutions. I want you guys to all make sure you guys know that no matter what. So the biggest thing with these customers, I'm not sure what you guys have dealt with so far, what you guys have come across. One suggestion I always make to everybody that's going to work in sales or referrals in some sort is, one, you want to know all the products that we provide. And number two is always be informed. But the one important thing I like to talk about is everything that's going to happen in your career, making money with these things, is going to come from your exposure to merchants. The more people you talk to and the more you learn about different types of businesses and the different locations that they're in across the USA, and the things that they're seeing, the more you're going to know about your products and how they benefit those people. The difference being, a pizza place in Seattle, Washington versus one in Rhode Island, two totally different things. The way they sell, the way they market, the amount of money that they make, the amount of reach that they have, how much competition they have, how many different banks are in that area. If Wells Fargo charges this much on the West Coast, but Chase and PNC are this much on the Northeast, it's totally different rates. Those are things where, for example, I work with sales agents around the country, but when they say, hey, I'm talking to a Chinese man with a restaurant in Hershey, Pennsylvania, that right now I already have a picture in my head of what it looks like. I know that they're doing about $31,000 a month in credit card debt. Just certain things are going to pop into my head already, and not everybody's going to know, but the more you can learn, it's going to benefit you moving forward. What we have on the screen here is something called a merchant questionnaire. Now, this is not something you guys have to abide by any means. It's not even technically a WL Madden product, but you guys are more than welcome to look at it and switch it around and do different things to it. What this is kind of a guideline. For me, when I like to be very thorough. And so let's say, for example, if I'm talking to a merchant, I want to ask them a variety of questions. One, you guys have all heard the term selling or telling isn't selling. And that's true. If you get a merchant on the phone and you're telling them 0% is this and 0% does that, and you're going to save this much money and you're going to be this happy, and you can't really force somebody to want to buy something. Where you're going to have a little bit more success is asking them questions. How long have you been in business? How long have you been processing? What kind of rates do you have? How do you feel about your processor now? What's the worst part about how much you're paying? Just little questions where you want the customer to kind of come to this realization on their own through a series of questions on what they're dissatisfied with and why paying only $45 a month is a benefit to them. Now, the questions I ask are really on this page because I want to explore, does this merchant need credit card processing? Do they need new equipment? Are they going to have a need for an ATM machine, which we make money off of? Can we lend them money, which we can make commissions off of? Can we, there's so many different things that we can do collectively that are going to put money in everybody's pockets. So, first I want to know, I'm going to ask questions like, are you the owner? I don't want to talk to, the waitress. I want to talk to the restaurateur that owns 2 seafood restaurants. The waitress might tell me that she hates having to swipe cards 4 times and type in codes, but, being able to work. Now, the waitress might give me some information like their POS system and how complicated it is, and I might know that of an easier POS system that's more user-friendly. That might help me down the road, but I want to know who I'm talking to, who makes the decisions. I want to ask them if they have to make the decisions, because when I close my sale, I don't want them to say, well, I got to go talk to 5 other partners. I want to know, well, wait a second. I believe that you are the decision maker, are you not? I want to know how long they've been in business. I want to know how many locations they have, what type of area that they're in. Sometimes you'll meet business owners that, maybe they have a restaurant, but they also have an auto shop down the road. They have their kids open up a couple of other businesses and boutiques in town. So being able to learn more of what they have can help us, even if we can't get all their business collectively, get our foot in the door somewhere. I want to know, do you have a loyalty program? Our company has some really cool loyalty and rewards programs that, we could definitely sit and cover at some point. I call them 3 levels. The basic one is basically, buy 10, get 1 free, like a pizza place or donuts or something. We have another one that's a point system. Buy this shampoo or this pedicure and get 100 points to use towards a purchase. And when you get 1,000 points or whatever, use it towards your product purchase. And then the last one is a very robust loyalty program. We charge $140 a month for it. You'd want to charge $199 or $250, and that might sound like a lot to you, but most loyalty programs, like when you guys go to Costa Vida or some, or one of these burrito places, you walk in there and they all have this loyalty screen facing you. You never see anybody use it, but they probably paid $2,000 for the equipment per location, and they're probably paying $299 a month to run that product. What our product is meant to do is if I'm giving away a bunch of product, I don't know when these people are going to come in and redeem it. So I might 1 week or 1 month be upside down because I give away so much free stuff. A $200 a month loyalty program gives them a fixed cost every month. And they can give away all the thousands of points that they want. And then what happens is this website that we have is set up so that customers can come back to this website. And if you imagine it like this, it's like Amazon, but you can buy plane tickets, electronics, you can buy logos to put on your own merchandise to give away, anything you can imagine, clothing for the gym, a new pair of high heels, and it just gives you a really good discount. If you have this amount of points, it knocks off this much off the cost. And you can buy stuff for, 20% or free or whatever. You can book hotels. You can even pair that stuff with other rewards programs.
Hey, Matt, just to interject on the rewards programs, just so that we can all get an understanding of them. Are those something that they put on their POS system or on their website, or is it the mobile app, or can it be any of the above? How does that work typically?
Yeah, it depends on the merchant. So, if a merchant's an e-commerce merchant and they're giving away rewards points and they want easy access for their customers, we just put a link on their website. In stores, you can give them like a card or something to hand out where people know to go to that card. We can even download apps and so forth to kind of make sure that people can download an app for the rewards program as well. Then if we're building an app for that merchant, we can definitely make sure these things are inside that app also.
Okay, gotcha. And what about like the Clover systems? Do they have, are there programs in there that are loyalty programs that are like linked to the Clover system?
Sure. Now Clover has its own unique and a very robust rewards system also. Okay. Which is something but again, it's only that one system. Our program does something different. One, let's say we have somebody selling in a community. So an outside salesperson is going to redeem this a little bit better. But if somebody's in a community and they can get 10, 20 people on board with just that rewards program because it's so valuable and it offers so much to the customers, it's going to blossom in that area a lot more. And then it's a hook. Then it's something you can sell everywhere. So the more people we eventually get onto it, the better. And it's not limited like a Clover would be, because Clover is just the merchants and the clients that are using Clover.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, Clover has their own. Most POS systems don't. Now, POS systems, if we're running a rewards program to buy product, that's one thing. The robust system is independently operated, so you can put it anywhere. Now, these questions here, this is something that Alan can provide to you guys. But as you're going through and you're learning how much they process, do they take checks, what kind of payments, you want to identify who their customers are, what kind of equipment they're using. And the reason for that is because what I do is when I get to a closing point, and I believe very much in soft closes. Okay, so what you need is this and this and this. Are you ready? I don't ask them that. What I do is I take a lot of notes when I'm asking these questions. I ask these people, do you have a lot of competition in town? Who's your closest competition? In our mobile apps, for example, we can use something called a geofence, which is really cool because I can take their closest competitors and I can put a GPS fence around their location, and I attack social media. I get everybody to download my app, and while they have my app for, say, my pizza place, then if somebody's pulling into Pizza Hut or Alan's Pizza Place, I can send them a message that pops up on their phone as soon as they pull into the driveway. Beep, beep, beep. Come on to Matthew's Pizza and get a free 2-liter bottle and a side of cinnamon something.
Wow.
Right there instantly. So hopefully you get them to turn around and come across the street. And I say, get here within 15 minutes before this coupon expires. I don't want them to hold on to it for 3 days and go to Pizza Hut right now. I want to drive that traffic immediately over to my location. So I would know that would be something valuable to them. Now I can start a conversation with them. Have you ever thought of something like this? Are you familiar with it? No. Well, what kind of advertising do you do right now? Are you even on social media? No, we're not. Okay, terrific. Why not? If you guys have a good understanding, the majority of business owners, and don't get this wrong, because there are some excellent, intelligent, financially minded individuals out there, but a lot of people, some guy named Joe is a really good mechanic, but maybe he got tired of working for somebody else, or he got laid off from, whatever job he had for 10, 15 years, and he didn't know where else to go. He started an auto shop. He might have a couple of employees now, and you're going to get him on the phone. He didn't go to college to learn how to do accounting and marketing and, all these tools. Having a point of sale system that kept track of his inventory, his payroll, allowed him to link it up to his suppliers and reorder supplies as needed. There's a lot of different things that can take place with a POS system to streamline his business. And then you pair that with a mobile app that can do his marketing for him. And then at the same time, you loan him money to get the new equipment that he needs. And then at the same time, you give him a really low credit card rate for 0%. He's going to have no problem paying back that loan that he just borrowed. And he's going to be a happier merchant because his life's now a whole lot easier. So that's 4 products I just mentioned that we're able to sell that guy because I asked enough questions to understand that. So when I reach back to him and say, okay, you contacted us and I'm on the phone with you today because obviously you want to be able to save a lot of money and make more profit with your credit cards, right? Yes. You want to put that money in your pocket, right? Yes. Okay, terrific. Now, as far as marketing and streamlining your system, is this something that I'm in a rush on right now? I got to get this out to you next week. Or do you want me to set this up over the next 2-3 weeks for you to run your business better? And then let them answer, oh, yeah, we definitely want to do that. Do you want this done quick or you want this done right? Let them answer like, oh, I want it done right. Okay, terrific. But what I need from you is, start collecting his void check and his driver's license. And then, talk specifics about what system we want to send out and things like that. Maybe get me or Alan on the phone, whatever you need to do, especially while you guys are still learning. Now, I'm going to go ahead and kind of stop with this. You guys will notice that some of these questions ask about mobile apps and advertising and things like that. Do you guys have any specific questions on this questionnaire?
And real quick, I'm going to bring this to your attention, Matt, so you understand. The jobs of the agents that are on here, and I have some of the sales guys and some of the consultants with me too. But these guys, what they do is they draw in the people and they get them on the phone with people like us. So a lot of the stuff that you're talking about,
sure,
we want them to have this information for sure.
Right.
But my sales guys, more specifically, that are actually taking the calls in after these guys kind of warm them up, they build a relationship, they bring them to us. So definitely, we can go through these real quick, and we can, the loyalty stuff.
Absolutely.
We're going to need a little bit of training on at some point, and it's probably a separate webinar for that and how that works. Maybe some examples we can do, type of social media. It's so funny, guys, by the way, too, when we had met Matt, that we're in the same mindset of what WL Madden does, because a lot of the products that Matt offers they fit right in with what we do. And so we're actually using Matt for a lot of the mobile app stuff and the web development stuff, because he's got a lot of the pieces that we also offer. But it's good that we actually came about this relationship. It's the strongest relationship that we have now when it comes to how everything works together, with the loans, with basically getting a business start to finish set up with everything they need. Just like Matt said, a lot of businesses, don't really know what they need, and it takes someone, once you bring them to us, we can then analyze their business, do a free consultation with them, and it's not a pushy thing at all because they know they need these things. So when you guys approach a business and you guys are getting them warmed up, whether you guys are doing it through your funnels, that you're doing it online, or just talking to them, once they get on the phone with us, there's nothing pushy about it because they all need these services and they never knew there was one place they could get everything. So if it can be explained properly by someone like myself, Matt, Marcus, then it's a no-brainer for them because they definitely need all this stuff. They just never knew where to get it all. They're getting calls all the time from just one place, one little piece of the puzzle. They love getting calls from someone who can offer them a whole solution. But these questions.
And the dream, okay. I was gonna say the dream is to be able to build everything for this merchant, because if we get to build the website and the mobile app and link it to the point of sale system and run their credit cards, that's one customer service call. And if there's a kink in the system, it's easy like this for us to fix it. Now, what realistically happens is we go into a car wash that's using this software with this credit card processing and this old outdated equipment and this guy in China that built a site for free back when and doesn't work. Now we don't, we have to jumble all that stuff. And if something happens and we're only one part of that, we can't fix everything else. So they've got to make 3 or 4 customer service calls.
Exactly, and that's exactly what I explained when I get on the phone with these guys. Just so you guys know what I've been doing with your leads is that I tell them, look, you know what, you're getting phone calls from all these different people every single day with different pieces to the solution. What's going to be easier for you is to come to us, let us take a look at your business and take a look at what we can do to fix all of it. And so sometimes, though, Matt, and I think what it comes down to is they've dealt with so many different people in so many different industries and they've had bad experiences. It's hard for them to believe that they can just have one solution that fixes it all. But it really does work that way. If we can get every piece of it together, then we can get them up and running and they can have, what's really interesting that you said, I didn't know that you had something that you can put like a fence around a certain area and have that ping, that message ping. That's unbelievable. I think Marcus is going to love that. And we can talk more about that with how that works. I didn't know you had that kind of technology, but that's
fun stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let's go to the next slide real quick.
Okay, excellent. So let me just pull this up real quick. And I don't know how I got this over here because I wanted it on the side like it was, but let's see. So I could go into this.
Yeah, and some of the services, if you guys ever get a little bit of free time and you can click over to like Mersatech.com too, there's not a lot of difference between what you guys are doing with WL Madden, but you'll kind of know what we have. All that's accessible by WL Madden as well. And then also, like some of the things like ATM machines, is I can send an ATM machine anywhere in the world. They usually cost about $3,000, and I put it up. I like to think that it's going to get over 100 transactions per month. And this cash discount program is kind of cool because you're telling people if you pay cash, you don't have to pay this extra 3%. And then they walk over to an ATM machine and they pay $3.50 to take out cash, and $1 of that every time goes to the merchant as well. And then we get like $1 or something to split up, and it adds up. I mean, you might sound like only a quarter here and there, but a quarter times 1,000 transactions, that adds up, times 10 machines adds up. Actually, I don't want to do equipment yet. Sorry. Let's go to the MX stuff, the first one from 4:21 p.m.
4:21. Let's take a look here. Are you talking
Not
about
number 2? Just go down just a little bit more. It'll be the first one out of that little group there.
Equipment here? Not the equipment.
Right before number 3.
Oh, okay. The Clover?
No, not equipment.
Oh, okay. You want to go into this one right here.
Yeah, I want to do all the MX. Okay, so I'm going to teach you some kind of cool stuff here too.
The mobile apps.
We have something called MX Merchant.
Are you talking about the mobile app stuff, Matt?
No, go out of this one.
Okay. And, oh, here it is, right here.
There's one before that, actually.
This one here?
No, it's 2 emails down from there. Sorry.
Okay, so we got
not storefront.
MX,
they're MX Merchant.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
There you go. Okay, so MX Merchant is something that's really, really cool, guys. Every customer that signs up on the 0%, and not every customer that signs up on traditional, depends on what we're doing with them, or if they switch from 0 to traditional, they're going to get something called MX Merchant. And what this is basically a cloud-based payment platform, also known as a gateway. And so this is the link basically that goes onto a website. It's the link that goes into an email. A note for you guys is this is the only e-commerce solution. Any other competition we have out there selling cash discount program right now is very specifically selling it to go onto one terminal called a deja vu system. Some of them also use a pack system, but it goes onto a terminal that goes on a counter, and that's it. We have a lot of solutions. I can put it on a website. We can put it into a mobile app. We can put it onto any kind of device that's out there for people to take those payments. Oh, don't do the equipment yet. Stay on the.
I was going to show them that's the deja vu system that everybody else sells, right? Yes.
Now, one cool thing about the deja vu is it's the only system that has a bypass button. So if a customer's like, what's this extra 64 cents? I'm not paying 64 cents. The business has the ability to push bypass and charge it like a regular credit card and pay the 3% for them.
Okay,
for the
Matt,
customer.
I think what you said is real important for them to understand that everybody else that sells this cash discount program, this piece of equipment is the only piece they can use. And a lot of people are very attached to their equipment, especially people that have Clover units or certain POS systems. They don't want this system. And so we're the only company out there that can get them other equipment besides this. And not only that, but these other companies are always trying to jam a high-priced lease to this equipment right here for them to switch over to that program. So there's nothing wrong with us doing leases as well, but we have the ability to get them any type of equipment and do all this other stuff with the cash discount program. And I tell them that's what I always stress all the time, Matt, for them, is that nobody else can do that stuff. So let me go back.
Or we can reprogram with their POSs and stuff that they already have.
Okay, yeah, we can reprogram anything they have, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Okay.
So within that MX system, not only do we have that cloud-based way to take credit cards and payments, it also kind of works with like a POS system. So it actually allows us to do different things like invoicing, ACHing. So ACHing, here's what the value becomes to a merchant. I'm going to use the example that we just sold the other day, Alan, or yesterday. So we have a guy that does roofing. The guy has 7 sales agents in his town in Florida. His agents are going to go out into the field and they're going to sell roofing repairs to homeowners. These homeowners are traditionally going to get money from their insurance. It's going to pay for most of it, but they're going to have a deductible or a percentage that they have to pay. So they have to pay $800, $1,200, $3,000. Then this guy wants to be able to take the payments, and he's going to give them 2 solutions. Go ahead and give us your credit card and we'll run it really quickly. And by the way, with that convenience and that quickness for us to get out here tomorrow, it's going to charge you 3.99%. But if you prefer, we can do an ACH. Get me a copy of your check. You take a picture of it. And then we have an ACH system so that they go in and do an ACH, which only costs the merchant, the roofer himself, 40 cents for that ACH transaction. But he can take that transaction, and ACH is good because there's no chargeback, there's no credit card fees. That money, once it's transfers, is his to keep, unless he's going to refund it for some reason. But it takes all the safety and security and all that other stuff out of it as well. So that's a good option for them to have also. Now, ACHing, that's hard to be able to get. You can't just be a business and go walk up to a bank like, I want to take ACH, because it gives you the ability to take money from somebody's account pretty much at will. They're very, they give you pretty much a body cavity search to even approve you to take ACH. So the fact that we can give that to you to be part of your system as a business owner, it's actually a very serious ability to have. And man, it makes life easy for so many different people. So again, another advantage of doing business with us, and it's a tool that we have available to people. Just so you guys know, I also have that same tool available on traditional merchant processing as well. And I want to make one more side note, because we have a couple other things that are good on traditional processing also. We're the only company out there that has a chargeback insurance, as well as a breach protection, ransomware protection. We will, if a merchant kind of gets a lot of chargebacks, is not e-commerce, but swiped cards. If they get chargebacks for like $800 one month, they just send us their chargebacks, and we literally turn around and pay them up to $1,000 per month. If they have ransomware up to $1 million ransomware and says, hey, we just jacked all of your customers and their credit card information, and you can't do anything with your POS system now unless you pay us $1 million, that insurance is going to pay out that $1 million for them, and they get all their information back from the ransom holders.
And that's becoming pretty common these days, right, Matt?
Oh yeah. I mean, you'll hear that all the time with Michaels and all these big brand names nationwide, Target, things like that. So that insurance for a small merchant, they can't afford to go get this insurance on their own. There's one other company that does kind of like a deductible, and they pay back a percentage. Ours is literally a straight insurance. You file the claim, you get the money back, as long as it's not fraudulent, And then also breach protection. So breach, ransomware, and then $1,000 a month chargeback protection. So that's a customer, or let's say I'm going to use this gas station in Jackson, Mississippi I met one time. This poor guy was getting killed because it's just a really bad neighborhood, and people were coming up to his gas station, pumping $50 worth of gas, going inside and buying a $5 pack of cigarettes, driving off home, and then calling their bank and saying, yeah, that wasn't me. Somebody stole my credit card. Dispute the charges. So the guy lost his $50 worth of gas, his pack of cigarettes, and he got hit with a $25 chargeback fee and a $25 retrieval fee, which is charged on every chargeback. So the guy's out at $105 on every chargeback, and he was getting hit with like 5 or 6 of those a day. So we eliminate that by adding a PIN. PIN pad is one thing. but that's somebody that obviously could use that chargeback insurance as well. So pen pads also create security on that. But it's a valuable product to have on those things as well. But nobody else has that either. That's ours. We found an insurance company to write that. We charge $8 or $12 a month. So there's some really good stuff out there. I don't want to get too deep into this stuff, but
$8 to $12.
Invoicing. Invoicing is another cool tool to have because you come across something like a gym or like a utility company, like a water treatment company or something like that, is they want to be able to send out invoices to all their customers. On our invoices, they're also going to have links and information about cash discount program so that when a customer wants to pay it, they know they can also submit a check for ACH and eliminate the fee, which is good for the merchant. You want people to use cash or ACH, or they can pay the 3.99% for a convenience fee. And a lot of them are still going to do that and just hurry and pay with their credit card anyway. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. The screen's glitching a little here, so I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. Okay, so anyway, that type of payment there is now we want them to be able to get that link so they can just click on a link and make their payment or put in their check information to do ACHing. And then we can also store that information for recurring billing. So if somebody's paying $23.95 a month for their gym membership or for their, whatever they were having delivered to their house because they like a half dozen cupcakes or something every other week, then they can do that. They make protein cupcakes nowadays too, but they're that method of payment and being able to invoice, aside from just sending out an invoice and hoping somebody mails you back a check, gives multiple ways for customers to be able to pay that are easy and convenient and help and benefit the business owner. So let's go ahead and close that one real quick, Alan. And these are all files that are in here too, and Alan can send these things to you at will. I also want to go over the one that says mobile down. Oh, storefront. No, not the mobile app, sorry. There's another one of those PDF files that says MX Mobile. So we got merchant. Merchant storefront. Might be there. It's at the top. Express Mobile.
Express Mobile?
Oh, yeah. Top one.
Now, this one you guys want to get familiar with, too, because, again, if I've got 7 sales agents out in the field, like we just talked to a water treatment company the other day, and they're wanting to expand into Ohio and Pennsylvania or whatnot with their sales.
Well, back out of that one, Alan.
Yeah, back up. You're in storefront right now. We want to do right there where you're.
MX Express.
MX Express.
Top.
It's right under your.
On
there
the
you
top.
go.
Yeah.
Nope, down.
Next to MX ACH.
Right there. It's so close. Okay. Right there. You just passed
Alan.
it again. It's right above you, Alan.
Go up. Up, up. It's off the screen right now. Scroll up. You're down 2 more emails up. Nope, other way. Go the other way.
Okay.
Other way. Okay. MX Express.
I see it.
Alan?
Got it. I see it. I can't just see it.
Okay, right there.
There
MX
it is.
Express. Okay, this is a mobile system, and if you can scroll the page up just a little bit too so they can read it.
Yeah, let's take a look here.
This is transacting on the go. So you know how a lot of places require you to have these phone swipers and all this crazy stuff? We have a lot of really cool Bluetooth swipers that instead of having to plug it in, you can set it on a counter, sell your guns or whatever you sell at conventions, and run it that way to just Bluetooth onto your phone into this system. But this system specifically, you can just pop it open like an app. You pop that app open, run a charge, manually type in the credit card, and you're taking payments no matter where you are, on your phone, on your tablet. And again, our gateway, you can have your office staff on computer terminals, your sales staff out in the field using the mobile, and you can have your website taking payments. You can have invoices going out that are taking payments for you. So again, it's a really robust thing that we do with inside this MX tool. And and then scroll up just a little bit more. I want to go to the storefront. The storefront is a really cool tool, guys, because, and this one has a monthly fee of $19.95. But this tool specifically, if you go talk to a merchant, scroll back up. If you go talk to, it's right there. There you go. What we do is we get a merchant, and if they don't already have a website, we'll build them a website for $19.95 a month on this system, just for their cash discount. And so when they go in and get their cash discount, we'll build them a little website, and they can market it and do whatever with social media optimization. And for $19.95, they have a page that kind of shows their product, gives a couple of products that they can sell or a couple of services, and then can be able to take payments as well. Now, it's not the most elaborate website. It's really a landing page with payment capabilities and invoicing and things like that as well. But it helps to advertise and market on social media, and it helps them to draw payments, and it gives them a presence online so people can get on and see where they're located, maybe get on and click a link to download the app, use the app to get directions, book an appointment, whatever it is that they want to do at that time as well. So I think that's another really cool tool that we offer within the cash discount program. So what I'm trying to elaborate for you guys when I keep saying inside the cash discount program is these things are specifically in the cash discount program. Why?
To attract them.
Anybody?
Are you asking these guys? So go ahead.
Yes. Why are these things specifically in the cash discount program? So I'll go ahead and answer.
Yeah.
Aside from only paying $45 a month instead of $1,000, they get all these benefits that helps them to run their business better that they would normally go out and pay $5,000, $10,000 for these systems anyway. We're going to give it all to them for free and tell them to stop spending money on their credit cards so that they can operate properly. So the whole thing is to make the cash
efficiency.
What's that?
Better business efficiency.
Exactly. So now if we offered this on both products, guess what? Then they're going to usually tend to go back to that traditional processing, which means we make a little less money. They're going to pay more money. And the really only obstacle that we're leaving from this point on is the fallacy that, well, my customers are going to get kind of mad. Well, my rebut to that, and I want you guys to kind of imagine this as well, and I have two really, because there's two rebuttals that they're going to give you. The first one is that they're going to believe that their customers aren't going to want to pay the extra money. So let's say you sell falafels and gyros and something at your counter, and you have a busy lunch crowd, right? People come there because you're close to their work, you're easy, you're convenient, you're maybe pretty fast, and the chances are they probably love your gyros. And that's why they don't go 2 blocks extra that way or whatever the case is. So when they come in and they're spending $12 for your gyro, fries, and a drink anyway, the chance is they're going to pay 35 extra cents for their, they're going to pay 10% sales tax on that. So there's $1.20. Well, now it's $1.55 extra. And so they're going to say, well, what's this extra 35 cents? If you're a business owner and you honestly believe that you're going to lose a customer over 35 cents, and you have the best gyros in town, then you either don't have the best gyros in town, they have to be really, really bad. But even if that customer says, you know what, I'm not coming back here because I don't like this service charge or this 35 cents, cash discount fee, that's okay because you're still saving $1,000 a month on your processing. I would be willing to lose $12 to gain $988. Let's say I lost 10 customers and lost 120. I've still made 180 or 880. And the cool thing is, if you run a good business and you are closer, more convenient, more expeditious, and you have a superior product and a really good tasting tzatziki sauce, that guy's probably going to come back next month anyway. He's going to stop throwing a fit and be like, it's only 30 cents. You should not lose a customer over 30 cents. I agree. So that means you need to step up your game as a merchant. The second thing with customers too is, well, I'm happy with my Square, blah, blah, blah. I like knowing that it's just 2.7 foot, that's all fine and dandy too. But here's the thing. When somebody's paying with Square, there's a law called a Durbin law. And if somebody was paying with a PIN debit card, the merchant should only be charged 0.05%. And Square is going to charge them 2.75%. So for every, say, $10,000, the merchant's going to spend 275, but the chances are I probably should have only spent 115. But Square makes so much money off of their fixed rate that everybody thinks is so great, but it's really not. On top of that, they're just kind of limited. Square's not even actually a real merchant account. Square is the merchant account, and you're like a sub-user. You're like one cash register at a grocery store using their account, and they're going to limit you to do a lot of things too. But as long as you're making money for them, they'll let you process for the most part. But anyway, once you understand that you're overpaying anyway, whether you go with us or not, and then number two, all these benefits that you gain by processing with us, it should be a win-win solution for us and the merchant. Alan, are you available to change some pages?
It's amazing.
Okay, let's go ahead and skip up to the mobile app stuff now. This is something that can be sent out to you guys as well. Alan can forward all this stuff to you guys just so you can learn it and be familiar with it and have access to it. Share it with merchants. I don't care, whatever you want to do.
So where's the regular mobile app ones? Is it this one up here, Matt?
It's
mobile app feed.
Yes, right there.
Okay, this one here?
Yes. So this right here, guys, basically, and it's a little bit dated, so I apologize, but I've been so busy for a couple of years, I haven't had time to go through and remake one, which we will. Because we're starting to get a lot of, reseller offices and groups like your guys. This one needs to be scrolled up and down a little bit, Alan. The first page here is going to cover a little bit of some different options as far as different types of, suggested businesses to have mobile apps. Also, do you mind if I tell them, and you can email them later, Alan?
Yeah.
If any of you guys get on your phones and you go through Apple or the Google Play Store and you type in Mersatech Previewer, there's going to be two apps. One is just Mersatech that our clients get into, and there's going to be one called Mersatech Previewer.
Yeah,
and if you get in,
that's something that I was going to tell them all the agents that they can download and look at, so they can kind of like argue with you. So I'm going to do a webinar that goes through those, and we can.
Okay, that's fine.
But that's what this is, right? So yeah, you can tell them all about it. Feel free to tell them.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
So guys, really quickly, if you want to download Mersatech Previewer, the password or the username is going to be Mersatech, MERSATECH, and the password is 9034. And when you get in there, there's going to be some actual templates. So kind of like these little screenshots, you could click onto those.
Let me put that in a note real quick.
And it'll give you a template.
Oh, you guys got it? Okay, so I was going to put a new.
The Mersatech app previewer.
Yes.
So it's Mersatech. Yeah, oh, that's not good. Put that down. Okay, so it's Mersatech. MERSESA, right? What is it? MER.
Are any of the letters capitalized?
No.
And then it's going to be the previewer.
Yeah, previewer.
That pulls up all the different apps that a business can make, right, Matt?
Not all of, but I mean, it's got a few in there just for examples and templates.
Okay.
Now, this is a sales tool, and it's something that you can, share or just kind of look at for your own purposes and whatnot. And it gives you an example. But what I want to cover real quick before I get into just some of these quick features, and I don't really even care about all the features we can do. There's about 6 features that I love that I think everybody should know about because they're really the selling features. But real quick, there are thousands of templates out there. There's thousands of ways to build a mobile app. And a lot of people, they're like, oh, well, show me some of your mobile apps. Let me see what your work looks like. Let me see. Yeah. And here's the thing I want everybody to kind of understand about a mobile app really quickly. A mobile app should be about what it can do for your business. And that's why there's the 6 features that I'm most excited about all the time. But what we're going to do for a business is, they're like, well, what does a mobile app look like? What it's really going to look like is their website. I mean, that's all that it's really going to look like. And there's a reason for that, is because their brand, their logo, what they've done for the past 15 years or whatever in their area is what people recognize. So we're not going to go redesign something and be like, here, this is what you're stuck with. We're going to do two things. We're going to build a mobile app that's going to be seamless with what they already have. Unless they want to change everything, that's a different story, but highly unlikely. So the mobile app is going to look like their website, and it's going to be nice and user-friendly and nice and easily accessible. Some little tidbits about mobile apps. We don't build our mobile app independently, and they have a website over here and a mobile app over here. We keep our costs low, and we streamline everything by what we do is we embed the website into the mobile app. And so, for example, if I want to place an order and I click a button on there, I want that order screen to go to the order screen on the website already. If they don't have one, I want to sell them one. So just basically, if I want directions, I want to be able to click on directions and then go to the website. If I want to download a form for like a real estate agent or something, I want to click that download forms on the app, which actually drives me again back to the website. Now, here's a little secret. Website optimization depends on how many hits you get to that website, right? The cool thing is when you have a mobile app and people are hitting all these buttons on a mobile app, that's more times that it's hitting the website and it drives your optimization up. Ooh. But a mobile app, you want it to be quick to download, quick to share on social media, quick to share by email or text with your friends, quick to navigate through, quick to place your orders through. So the more data you put onto a mobile app, it's going to slow it down. So we want to put as much data as we can onto a website, as little as possible on the mobile app, and then use the mobile app to access in and out of that website as necessary. Does that make sense to everybody?
That's interesting. Very good.
Okay. And so anyway, then we put it onto a format or onto a template. And so we build what we call the framework. And then basically with that framework, you think of a power strip where you have all these little places to plug things in. That framework that we build for this little app is going to have a place to plug in with their website, a place to plug in with their point of sale system. Let's say they have a CRM it has to plug in with. Let's say they're part of a parent company that they have information. We want to plug into that. Let's say it's a bar and they need to order vodka and whiskey. We want to be able to link into maybe their supplier, their distributor, which is something that's very common nowadays. So if I'm a business and if I'm a bar, I want to say that I need 100 bottles of liquor every month, and I'm down. But if I get down to 50, it needs to reorder automatically. It can do that. Same thing with the point of sale system. But we want to link all this stuff together, and that's how everything kind of plugs into that mobile app. So we want to create a tool that's really informative. Now, before I go down and start showing you guys some features, I want you guys to take some notes on this too, because you guys are drawing people with your click funnels, conversations, directing friends and traffic into the sales team. These are going to be the most important things I want you guys to think of when it comes to a mobile app, okay? There's 6 things that a mobile app is intended for. You guys ready for them? We want to get you more customers. We want them to come to your business more often. We want them to bring more of their friends with them so that you make more money. And you gain more loyalty. And we want to beat your competition. And I've said this so much for the past 5 years. Go ahead, Alan.
That's what I always tell people is I say, look, you know what? Well, let's take a look on Google and let's take a look at other people in your industry and what they look like online. They're the first person online. And they're always going to have the mobile apps. They're always going to have a beautiful, dynamic website. They're always going to have a way to order online. They're always going to be, their web presence is going to be strong with good content, good images. And that's exactly what we explain to them, is that we want to give them that holistic package all in one. And they might have to just start over. Even though they might have put a lot of work into what they've already done, if they really want to grow, the time might be, now that they got in touch with a company like us, to just kind of get everything squared away into one solution. But yeah, the mobile app right here, exactly, with every time, and this is and by the way, guys, Matt is building our new mobile app that we've been talking about. His company's building our new mobile app, and because that's exactly what we want to do too with WO Madden, is you guys will be able to use that for all different types of features. So originally we had it just for one small feature, but now because of what we've seen this do for other companies, we want it available to you guys as well. But go ahead, Matt.
And a side note I want to put onto this, when Alan mentioned that maybe they've already put a lot of work or they've done a lot of stuff elsewhere, is I want to also point out our items are very nominal. I mean, our cost is very, very, very low when it comes to these products. In places, anybody out here live in California? In Los Angeles, I have a sales agent that just runs around LA because he's competing with $60,000 and $80,000 mobile apps to go to these restaurants, grocery stores. We walk into a grocery store, and this is a true story. If our apps, I mean, an expensive app with us is, $2,500. That's with all the bells and whistles. But anyway, and again, we don't make all of our money in just one way. So this is a big thing. Credit card processors make all their money on credit cards. So they have to charge high rates. Banks have investors. They have to make their investors profit before anything, right? And then they have to make all these commissions off 10 people and, all this other stuff. We can undercut developers' costs because we make money on residual off our credit cards. Our staff is actually paid salaries. Now, a regular developer, they're going to go out and, a couple guys are like, oh, let's start a development company. Let's hire a couple cute girls to sit at the front desk. Let's get a big fancy office downtown that we can't afford. We got to go buy some Maseratis that we can't afford so everybody thinks we're rich. And now we're going to go sell them some mobile apps. Problem is they have to cover their overhead and their expenses. They've got to sell them out a mobile app for $40,000 that month just to make any money. They got to sell a second one to make any profit. Where we're different, we don't care. We just want businesses. Our goal is this: if a business is only making $20,000 a month and we're going to do their credit cards and make $20 a month off of it, wouldn't it behoove them to have a mobile app to make them $40,000 a month so that we can make $40 a month off of them? If we help them to make more money, we make more money. And we do that by giving them tools that are affordable and accessible. And then our goal is what I just mentioned that he wrote on the chalkboard up there, is we want them to get more customers more often, bringing more friends, spending more money with more loyalty, and beat the pants off their competition. Now there's specific tools inside the mobile app that are going to help this to happen. The first thing, and I'm going to explain these to you so you guys understand this, okay? If you didn't know any other thing about mobile apps, just learn these features right here. Number one, when a merchant gets their mobile app, the first thing they want to do is learn their social media. They want to be able to blast that mobile app out there all over social media as much as possible to get the downloads. Downloads are key to everything. Nothing happens in the app. You can't do any of the other features without people actually having your app. So if you have it put on your website as a link, I even tell merchants to take everything else off their website except for the link. Force your customers to have to go to the link.
They're going to blast their app out on social media, whatever they use. It doesn't matter what it is. Put that link out there and get the people that are following them or on Facebook to get the mobile application, right?
Right. Okay. So social media is going to allow the following things to happen. One is when you got people on your mobile app, you're allowed to, you have the ability now to communicate with them by sending out push notifications, which is another feature. Push notifications go out to people and let them know that you're having a sale on Friday, that you have a big event coming up on Sunday, that you guys have a grand opening, that you guys are partnering with a new local vendor, that you guys are picking up a new product. That information is important. Think about this. Again, if I'm a pizza place and it's Wednesday night and mom's got her daughters at gymnastics and her boys playing soccer and she's sitting there on the bleachers thinking it's already 6:30 and I haven't taken anything out for dinner, wouldn't a 6:30 pop up, beep, 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 with a coupon saying, hey, come to Matthew's Pizza, buy any large pizza, get a kid's 2-topping pizza for free. Isn't that the right time to hit them on Wednesday at 6:30? Oh, crap, I can do that on my way home. So you want to be able to push notify people. Inside the push notifications, you're going to want to send discounts and coupons. Now, it takes literally about 3 minutes to build a QR code or a coupon inside of a push notification. You go in and say, you know, let's say you have a hair salon. It's Tuesday afternoon. It's really slow. Free kids cut with an adult cut for the next 2 hours. I always like putting small time frames on there, too, to drive traffic right away. If I have a bar, Toby Keith concert, come in within a half hour and turn in your wristband to get a free cocktail. And you learn little tricks at bars. You don't want to give away the cover charge of $10 because that's pure profit. Give away that $7 cocktail because it's really only 35 cents worth of liquor.
Right.
So, but anyway, you want to do those Groupons and coupons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's really important is you want everybody to join your loyalty program. And the reason you want everybody to join your loyalty program is because in 6 months, when my pizza place is kicking Alan's pizza place all over town, and he's like, crap, what's going on here? Why am I losing all my money? Oh, that darn Matthew, he's got a mobile app. I better go get one. I want to already have dominated my area, got all the downloads, got everybody in town on my loyalty program, because I want those people to already have 7 pizzas. They know if they get 3 more, they get 1 free. So when Alan pops his app out there, it's like, oh, I'm already in the loyalty program with Matthew.
Oh, there's a big rush right now to get technology. This is what I was explaining to all you guys on the webinar, that right now, everybody has to move into the digital era if they're going to survive. It doesn't matter what type of business it is these days. People are finding ways to use the internet and mobile applications and technology to put their business together. And through doing that, they're going to win. And Google is the biggest phone book in the world. So, of course, 97% of all purchases, we already know, start with an online search, right? So when they do that search, they need to be found on Google. And when their customers come in, what I really like about the mobile apps is they let them download the mobile app. They say, hey, you know what, download our mobile app every time they come in. And now those push notifications go out to them. And every single time they're on their phone, they see, oh, wow, there's a pizza on sale right now. I can get 10% off here, or I can get or it's my birthday, and they might send something out for people's birthday if it's in their CRM. There's a million things that people can do with these types of programs, and they're so important to the growth of a business. And through what we're doing with WL Madden, we give business an understanding of how it all works, because it is rather complicated, but this process that Matt's talking about simplifies it. And that's why we want you to turn these people over to us so we can explain the benefits of how it all works. But we definitely want you guys to have the information. And for people like Brandon and Jess, that now you guys have this information to put inside your funnels or on Facebook, you'll be able to push this type of stuff and get leads into us for people that are looking for these specific types of things. Eliminating processing. Matt, one thing they were having a problem with on the eliminating processing was on the people thought it was a scam. So I think when they changed it to, hey, the $45 thing, a lot, but when they were saying that it was completely free, people were saying, oh, that's illegal. They were saying this and that. And because it's just because people don't have the knowledge of what's happening in the industry. So just so you guys know.
I haven't been able to get Facebook to approve the ad with that though. But I think now I can get that one to work.
Yeah, and we can just reword it, and we'll work on that together. So we're going to start doing separate webinars, Jess, for people that are wanting to learn how to build the funnels and do the stuff on Facebook. Just like you made that video for us on Facebook, Jess, we're going to start teaching people how to use the right verbiage, and we're going to have meetings about that. And just like we're doing this right now with Matt's stuff, we'll go into detail about how to advertise these things properly so we can get the responses we need to get people in the door. Okay?
Right.
So
I have a couple other things I'll send to you, Alan, that might help them as well.
Excellent. All right.
So back to the app thing here, though, is the next thing I want to do is we all know referrals and word of mouth is like the best advertising, the best thing you can have, right? So the next thing on the app we want to talk about is app sharing. What you want to do is you want to start adding so much value. I look at an app as it should be entertaining. You should have events. You should have things going on. You should have deals. You should have values. Make people want to come because you want them to also share your app. nothing's going to be better than if somebody's on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn and say, hey, does anybody know a really good dry cleaner? Does anybody know a really good doctor? Is automatically I want to be able to open up the app on my phone, push the share button, and then what happens is it pops up the inside of your phone, and you can share it by email, by text message, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you have downloaded on your phone as different social medium, then you can share it that way as well. And you can share it to your Facebook so everybody sees it. You can share it directly to a friend on Facebook that was asking for it. But the really cool thing is if I send out a coupon and I'd say to all my app holders, hey, if you share my coupon, get $5 off your first purchase, come in and try us, or download our app to get a $5 coupon, is I will also send you a $5 off coupon or a 20% off coupon for sharing my app. And so let's say I just want to share it because of that. But hopefully as a customer, I really like the business that I'm going to share it, and I'm more than happy to do that on my own. And I want to share, like, I love this place. It's great. I keep coming to this place. It's the best steaks. It's the best tacos. It's, you want to have that kind of excitement. You also have rate and review, so that people can link that. Rate and review links with Google and Yelp and all that stuff as well. So you want people to write reviews on there. But app share and rate review, those are two more big things. And then obviously you're going to get more loyalty with the customers by the loyalty programs. Now, loyalty is customer retention. And what I want to think about too is something I learned early on, both, when I had my own businesses, which were country western nightclubs, but also when I got into the merchant processing part of things is, I would see a customer, I'm like, wow, you guys had a really great month. Not because they did 70,000 in sales and credit cards. I would look at the fact that they had 2,800 transactions. And if, you think of some based on what business model it is, 2,800 customers went into there, and we're not even counting cash. 2,800 customers came into that place this month and spent money and invested their time and their effort into you. But you know what happens on the 1st of next month? You're starting again at zero. Are you going to have 2,800 customers again? And if you're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get it because I have a pretty loyal customer base. Well, terrific. Well, what about the 2,800 customers you haven't gotten yet? Let's get you to 5,600 customers. Or if you're at zero and you don't even know how you got 2,800, let's make it a set loyal group of people that are coming in. I want that one person that comes in every day for lunch and spends $10 to bring his coworker. Now you're making 20. And they bring 2 more coworkers. Now you're making 80. And they're going to app share and bring 10 more people off of social media. So now you've got 14 times 20. So you got $240 a month coming in instead of that original 20, if that makes sense to everybody.
Right.
So
I'm going to tell you right now, what's crazy about what Matt was saying, these mobile apps, is that we had one of our agents go in just the other day to a pizza place, and we started talking about eliminating his processing fees. But as soon as we mentioned the mobile app, the guy just sprung and he goes, oh, mobile app. And he goes, and right away, that's what he wanted to hear about. And actually we have another phone call. So we had a couple people already that they're actually more interested in the mobile apps because they see it working for other businesses. So we'll talk about how to start pushing that at another time, but we just want to hit their hot buttons. And that's what you guys are going to be helping us do. And eliminating processing fees, believe me, and money. And then we're going to 3 huge hot buttons, 100%. So, go ahead, Matt.
Now the 6th item I talked about was eliminating your competition, right? Or beating your competition. So the way we're going to do that is, my favorite tool is honestly the geofence. So when I talked earlier about that geofencing, there's 3 ways really to use a geofence. If my address and my location is over here, I might put a geofence, say, around the highway entrance right up the road. And as people are driving that way and they're going to hit that exit, I might want to say, beep, 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 take this exit to come to Matthew's Pizza. And they're like, oh, yeah, I wasn't even thinking about it, but I am kind of hungry. Or here's a coupon, come on over within the next, couple hours or whatever.
So maybe I think probably a lot of us, I've never heard that word until that you mentioned it. Can you explain what a geofence is and how it would work if somebody put one up?
Sure. So we literally will take an address of a business and we will look it up and convert that into coordinates, longitude and latitude, and that is their GPS location.
Okay.
And then we can expand that GPS location to cover, say, 25 feet from the front door, up to 5 miles from the front door.
Okay.
Or, if they give us any address, like their competitor's address or anything at all, we can put a geofence around it. So what I was saying as far as the three types of things is you can put a geofence for your own business to draw traffic. You can put a geofence around all your competitors to try to take their traffic. And then you can also
how does that work though? Like when you
how does that actually work?
Okay. So let's say we're that pizza place from Friday, right?
Yeah.
And so we're Aladdin's Pizza. And Aladdin has Little Caesars, Domino's, Pizza Hut, Georgie's Pizzeria. He's like, I got these 4 people here, but I've got a mobile app. And one thing I have that the Domino's app doesn't do is I can put a geofence around Domino's. And Georgie's Pizzeria, he doesn't have one either, but man, he kills me every weekend. I'm going to put one over there. Maybe he's closer to the high school football field or something. Yeah. So you give us his address, and we're going to build a geofence around that building. And I like to put it in front of their driveway because I like to get people right as they're thinking about pulling in there before they park.
Brilliant.
What does it do though? Does it send out a text message or what?
It sends out a push notification automatically. And so the technical back end of it, I'm sorry. Yeah. So the technical back end is you can set up a geofence to turn on and turn off. You can set up a coupon to go out on Monday at 8 p.m. and stop at 10 p.m. period. And so you can set up a push notification to go out at 7:30, and that lets everybody know that here's a coupon which is going to expire in 2 hours. It could also be 2 weeks or the whole month or whatever.
If people that have the mobile app,
Yeah, people that have downloaded it.
So it has to be people that have downloaded it.
Right. That's why you want to. Okay. That's why you want to attack social media.
You're hitting every phone that came into the area.
Yeah, that's what it made. That's what it sounded like as you were hitting your phone.
No. Yeah, you want to attack social media and get those downloads.
Got to get the downloads.
Yeah, and so that's the importance of getting those downloads and adding the value. Get a coupon, have an event. You want to entertain your community and get them into your business and involved with you. You want them to engage with your app, people to share your app. You want your app marketing and advertising everywhere. So once you've got that, is now your customers that have your app you can notify them and send out notifications to them. But just like coupons and push notifications, they can be set up to go out on a certain day. Me personally, I would take like the whole month, what's coming up. We've got Easter, we've got this, and I would set up my whole entire month in advance with my notifications. But also those geofences, you can, turn them on and off whenever you want to and schedule them to go out and do things whenever you want as well. For example, like when I have a country western nightclub or any bar or nightclub, if there's a stadium next to me, like AT&T Stadium, and they're having a concert tonight, I can put a geofence around the stadium so that everybody that has my app that's a customer of mine, when they go hit up that stadium, knows that I'm throwing an after-hours party tonight. I want to drive all that traffic because they're all going to be out partying anyway for this concert. I want all those people then to stop by and spend 3 hours spending money at my place as well. If there's a convention, if I have a business, there's a Las Vegas Convention Center, I may want to put a geofence around the convention center and again, draw traffic there. I would put some social media and marketing into my app for my taxi service, my restaurant, my hotel, my salon, whatever I'm doing, because I want to draw that traffic over as well. So geofences are there for you to use as you can think of. Now, some people have been clever. I'm going to give you an example. We do a couple of golf courses. Actually, I think one's in Tucson, Arizona, called the Raven. It's not their golf course, but it's one of the other ones that they own. But they have there's one that the way they use their geofence is they have their mobile app. When you get on the hole, you can scan a QR code on the first hole, and it tells you 532 yards, dog leg right, and it'll even give you the live wind, and it'll tell you what clubs to use. But if you push the drink request button, it sends a geofence to the girl on a golf cart, and she knows where you're located on the course, and she can then turn around and come bring you a cold beverage.
Wow.
That is brilliant.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right, sign me up.
Now we didn't think of that on our own. The business owner came up with the idea. We just wrote the code to make it happen. So what I'm saying is when you have a good rapport and good communication with business owners and they start opening and pouring up things to you, and even if they bought the app and 6 months down the road, they have the idea, we can write code to do most things. So then within the mobile app, we do a lot of things from e-signature, drop boxes. You know, we want realtors. We have one city that purchased a mobile app, so contractors can be on a job site and they can be like, you know, getting ready to put in windows in a basement for ordinance, and they're like, oh, I need a permit. Well, they can click onto the city of, get a permit, pay $10 and submit it, and then they actually get the permit handled through a mobile app, and they don't have to leave the work site. You know, if I'm selling cars or real estate, you can have all of your sales forms in a Dropbox or on your menu. And when somebody's like, yeah, I want to buy it, great, download our app, go through here, do this, e-sign, submit it, great. Here's your car, you want us to deliver it? You know, or fill out your forms to buy a new house, whatever you want to do.
That's unbelievable.
So the e-signature, yeah, you can scan, email attachments.
Yeah, I saw that. That's what originally we had talked about my app that I wanted, Matt, but now I see how it can go right into our CRM. These guys can use it to get other people enrolled into Madden, which is the next phase for us. Is
right.
Down a level. And believe it or not, the guy that you got for the roofing thing was actually one of Brandon's lower level people that he brought in. So he's already got everything working in the system of the way that we want to set everything up with Madden. So these are like the, you know, these people that are on with us right now. We have about, 500 and something agents, but right now these are the agents that are working really closely with us. And Andrea's, believe it or not, is a professional telemarketer. So we want her to start targeting very specific businesses for very specific reasons, because she's on the phone. And I know that she can do really well by setting appointments for us. So for WMAT, to these people is a way for them to have our salespeople, our customer service, and then offer all these different types of services. And like you said, Matt, nobody knows that there's one place to get all this stuff. They've never heard this stuff before.
And here's another cool idea to throw out there. It's called association sales. But every industry, like limousines, there's a National Limousine Association, right? And there's actually a dozen of them. Pet groomers. There's actually an association for pet grooming businesses.
Yeah.
So if Andrea really wanted to do something, here's what's really cool about association sales. You get a hold of the National Limo Association. We talk to them and start doing their merchant processing, and we provide them a mobile app for a very low cost. They then get to blast our information or that agent's contact information out to the whole association, and the whole association comes. The thing is, usually you want to give a little kickback to the association, a little bit of royalty as well, on a monthly basis or a flat fee basis or whatnot. And then you get access to their 1,700 members, and that's a quick way to make a lot of money. So I do the same thing with banks, chambers of commerce, things like that.
You know, and then we're going to have meetings, and we're going to have talks about the Chamber of Commerce and how our agents can actually get involved with all that different stuff to be able to get these services out. Because I'll just tell you like a quick story about Emily. When she first started, she got set up through she took a free business course through the state, through the SBA, because they do loans through the SBA, so they offer these free business courses. But when she went there, it was similar to the Chamber of Commerce, but they had all these people there for her. Web developers, merchant people, bankers, and she used every single one of them originally, and she found out the hard way that, hey, you know what, this one didn't work, but she did get some really good people. But if we can place ourselves there, if you guys can get yourselves in front of groups of people like that, or even get one of us to come out in front of a large group like that, we can either do a webinar for a large group, or we'll come right out. If it's the Chamber of Commerce and there's going to be 200 business owners there, we'll come right out to you. We'll send somebody out, and we'll talk for you in front of them.
So just real quick, I want to throw this out there regarding chambers of commerce. So for years and years and years, I never joined one. In 2017, I joined the Plano, Texas Chamber of Commerce. Built a mobile app, built out their whole system for them. If you look at the planochamber.org, that's their website. And then if you download the mobile app for Plano Chamber of Commerce, that's our mobile app. And it gives a really good example of how the website's embedded, especially if you look at both, how the website's embedded into the app. But there's a whole ton of stuff. And I don't want to brag a little bit, but we are also, Plano Chamber of Commerce has been the last 2 years ago, we took number 2 in 2017. And last year for 2018, we won Chamber of Commerce of the Year.
Whoa.
Number 1, best technology, best capabilities, most community input, largest growing community, most members, we cleaned house on everything out there. A large product of that is coming from the mobile app. So
Yeah.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, yeah, so we got to get in front of some of these people to get our products out there, guys, and that's
Yeah, but it's also a good reference material if somebody wanted to see something portfolio, and I never even think to use it really, but police departments, things like that are always really good clients as well. And all of them need things because they're always trying to do fundraisers and community awareness and 10 Most Wanted and, you know, Crime Solver hotlines. A lot of cool stuff you can put into mobile apps also.
Okay, excellent.
Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and stop because this stuff here, like I said, all those features you can kind of figure. We do, you know, live voice streaming for like radio stations or events and things like that.
So much. We're going to have to, you know, we're definitely going to have to break this down, Matt, and we're going to have to go video by video to kind of explain a lot of this different stuff. But I definitely wanted to do this webinar so they understood the cash discount program, understood what it means to mix technology with processing. And what happens when you do that, guys, is that now you have that business, all their needs are met. And now, I don't want to say they're locked in, but they are. They're now in a situation where they're going through us for everything and they're going to be happy with everything. And now, whatever needs they might have in the future, we also have, you know, there's almost nothing that we don't have through WL Madden. And just through Matt alone, you can see we have the mobile apps, we have the web development, we also have our own web developers. But if he's going to do a mobile app, then we'll just pass that on to him. We're still going to pay you guys the same commissions because it's about the same price, whether we build it or he builds it. We're gonna upsell it for you guys, and we're gonna give you guys the commissions just for bringing the people in. Again, the leads are very valuable to us. So you know what you guys are doing, especially, you know, we have some telemarketers like Andrea, who's going to be amazing. I know she's going to do great. And then with the funnel systems that Jess and Brandon are going to teach the other agents how to bring in, we're going to have a lot of leads coming in for our sales guys who are now here. Marcus just came from GoDaddy, and Marcus, why don't you come over and say hello real quick? And then you know, we have an awesome sales team set up for you guys now because you guys know that I was handling a lot of the calls. Marcus, and we brought a few team members in.
Hey guys.
Hey,
What's up, Marcus?
hi, Grandpa.
So you'll see him around a lot now, and we have this office being built out, and it was all because of, you know, what we saw was an opportunity for you guys to have something real to where you guys can now use us, and we can give you every resource possible to be able to get these people in the door, and we'll sell them for you. Believe me, between Marcus, myself, Jay Borelli, we have an extremely powerful sales team at your disposal now. So
I got classes starting. Well, classes started back up, so I'm gonna be slowing down a little bit again. Just giving you a heads up there.
Let me cover one more sales thing real quick, and then we'll do question and answer real fast.
Yep.
I want to talk about, you mentioned, you know, just one way to sell it. And this is going to be good for Marcus and these guys, but just for everybody to kind of know to even help move it forward. Because there's two words I want you guys to know: urgency and be first. So when I say that is when we talk about the urgency is those things that I'm telling you about the mobile apps, those 6 features and those 6 sales points is, you know, if you put the words be first to dominate social media, be first to get everybody's loyalty in your community, be first to dominate your competition, be the first. And the reverse side of that too is, what if you're not the first? You know, how much is, if you have a pizza place, how much is Domino's kicking your butt with their mobile app?
That's you know what, that's what we can use, Jess and Brandon, when we create these ads. And Jess, we're gonna have a talk, but when we create these ads and these funnels and we create that urgency right there in the funnel, now we have a way to do that. Just like Matt said, is, hey, you know, if you're not first at doing this, your competition is gonna eliminate you. So we'll figure out the verbiage. How to stick it in these ads, and you just place them, run them, and we'll take care of the leads. And believe me, you'll be well taken care of on that.
And this true story, I've used this in the field more than once, and you have to be smooth about it. You don't want to be forceful. But there's been plenty of times where I'm sitting with a merchant and, you know, let's say they're a bookstore. I'm like, you know, that's terrific, you know, and this doesn't have to be something you want right now. You can think about it all you want. Here's the thing is all of my appointments for the next 3 days are bookstores in this city. So I'm going to be going to every bookstore, and it's really the first 2 people that buy them, I'll sell them to. I'm not going to sell them to all 12 of you guys. The reason for that is it doesn't make sense to have you guys all compete against each other. I just want to go sell it to the first or second people that are going to dominate this space and get all the business. So, you know, go think about it, but I just want to let you know I'm going to be talking to all of your competitors this week as well. You want to kind of raise that awareness, like, oh crap, I don't want to lose, you know, the little bit of business I do have. But the second thing is really, it kind of naturally helps to create the other word, which is urgency. You know, is you don't have to have a lot of urgency about this right now, but somebody in your industry, whether it's a national chain, and if you think about this logically, is almost any restaurant, there's a larger competitor. You know, and that large competitor, Taco Bell has mobile apps. Taco Bell's delivering food right now. You know, so again, what is your restaurant doing? In Arizona, you guys have Quick Trip in Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Quick Trip sells pizza. Quick Trip has a mobile app that you can order pizza. If I'm a construction crew and I'm going to Quick Trip to use the bathroom, wash my hands, and grab hoagies, and half my crew wants to order pizza, if you're a local pizza place and you're getting your butt kicked by a gas station because they're ordering pizza through a gas station, that's not a good thing. You need to have a level of urgency in your business and get these products, and we make them affordable. The last thing I want you salespeople and lead generators to know also is you can sell. Our cost to develop these things doesn't increase. If you guys can sell them for a lot more, I tell everybody to sell them for $2,500, $3,500. If you can sell them for 10 grand and make more commission, that's up to you.
We're going to sell them for quite a bit. That's where Marcus comes in, and he's going to hit home runs with some of these businesses that have money. So just so you guys know, some of these businesses might be smaller businesses that we're trying to help out. We just want to get their processing or whatever. But now that we're kind of more connected, we have everything on this side set up. When we get those leads of the businesses that have more money, attorneys, doctors, chiropractors, we have some amazing products for them, and we can get them sold up for what the true value, because other people are selling this stuff for 10, 15, 20,000. And so that's what's going to happen, is that if they have the money and it is that valuable, it's just on the smaller businesses, we want to be able to help them out as well. So we can also capture the smaller businesses where a lot of these other people that sell these types of apps and things like that, they can't even go after those smaller businesses because the apps are too expensive. They have to go after the bigger ones. With us, we can hit the smaller ones, get some money coming in. On the ones that are bigger and have the money, Marcus and I will get the money in for you guys, and you guys will get the commission on those deals. Okay? So
and I'm ready for questions and answers if you guys have any questions.
Yes, Matthew. What is that website, Mersatech? Is it Mersatech.com, and I can read all about it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got it on the screen.
It's right there in the top left corner.
I pulled it up for you guys so you guys can.
Oh, okay.
There, and this is Matt's bank, and this is the partner bank that we have. And again, we have we also, so everything on this site is stuff that we just talked about and probably more. So you can take a look at all the products on here, and this is what we're going to be selling to the businesses. A lot of the stuff. It just so happens that we offer a lot of this similar things. But again, when it comes to someone who's going to get a mobile app and they're going to get a website, we're just going to have combine it through Matt and get the processing, the website, and the mobile app if possible. Just like Matt said, it's kind of a home run where a business needs all three. And Brandon just told me that he has a business that needs all that stuff. So that's great. And then we're going to take them from there, show them how to use their social media, sell them some of our other softwares to put them on the first page of Google. So like we talked about before, this is going to help that whole cycle of everything that we already talked about. As soon as we get them in the door, we don't want to overwhelm them with too much information, but little by little through the sales process is usually when that happens. So I know for like when we had met Emily, for example, we started out with the loan, and I did start the conversation out letting her know, by the way, we're a consulting firm that offers other services. And she said, no, I just need money right now. And I said, okay, well, that's fine. Then I called her at night. And when I talked to her at night, I was able to talk to her about what's really going on with her business, finding out what her needs were, and then selling her other services, okay? And that's exactly what's going to happen with all of these businesses is they all have the same needs. They just don't, right now they're not going to trust everyone in the beginning to just take over their business, and that's kind of what it is we're getting them everything they need. So we start off with something small, then throughout the sales process, by the way, I looked at your website and I noticed this. By the way, do you have a mobile app? By the way, how would you like to be on the first page of Google? By the way, do you need money to open a second location? So whatever we start them off with, we can get them in the door, and then we'll work with them over the course of time. And you guys get the commissions on all those services. No matter how many services we sell them, we're still going to pay you guys are grandfathered in as founding members into a 25% commission structure on everything we sell them down the road as well.
I have one for you, Matt.
Hold on one sec. Alan, can you also bring up the email with the Clover equipment in there, so when they're asking me questions, they kind of be looking at it as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go through.
Okay, who had a question?
I had a question.
Okay.
I had a couple, actually. Like the POS systems that are out there now, when is one to an age where it's
5
obvious
years.
to replace it? About 5 years old?
5 years.
Okay.
The average lifespan of a POS system should be about 5 years. Most equipment should be about 3.5, 4 years. And the reason for that is there's something called PCI compliance, which is the Payment Card Industry Security Standards. And they're the ones that regulate how much security, but they also develop the software and things like that, which, by the way, we write a lot of the code for it through Mersatech.
Okay.
Mersatech actually stands for Merchant Security and Technology, but they actually solicit us to write a lot of the code for PCI compliance. And so not all equipment has the RAM storage to be able to hold the latest and greatest in the security software.
Okay, the compliance is constantly being updated?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, another question, real quickly. I know that the zero processing includes all these awesome bells and whistles, but like the states that don't allow surcharging, like New York and Connecticut, I would sell them on the lower rate, but do they have access to those bells and whistles too, apps and all that stuff?
Yeah, this is different than a service charge. So the states that don't allow surcharging, that's one thing. That the cash discount program is regular merchant processing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can offer, Bill, you can offer the cash discount in New York and New Jersey.
Oh, all right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good enough. And so the cash discount program is good in all 50 states?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, Bill. I don't know what information you got, but that was...
Well, I was just surfing around, and I thought, because when I originally heard about this, I thought it was called surcharging, where you were surcharging the customer for the fees.
No. Yeah, there is a difference between the two, and that's what you kind of would imagine it is, but it's not a surcharge. A surcharge would be, well, Bill, you live up northeast, but out west, for those of you guys that are in the Arizona area and you're familiar with like ARCO AM PM, and they used to only take debit cards and they charge you 35 cents to swipe it. Yeah, that would be a service charge, surcharge. That's a typical thing they used to do. That's illegal.
Is there a difference in the fees for using a debit card or using a credit card?
If there's a PIN base included, you heard me mention the Durbin Law, which says that we can only charge 0.05% for that card. Okay. So what a lot of processing companies do, like Square, for example, is they don't use PIN debit. They just use everything basically swiped as a credit card. Even if it's a credit card or a debit card, it's all swiped as credit so they can charge rates. Now, what happens in the charges there, for those that care, is a debit card value at MasterCard Visa. Like, let's say I'm a college kid. I went to the bank, opened up my first debit card. It's $500 in my account. That cost is 1.09 to 1.54%. Where an actual credit card, like if I had a Slate card from Chase, which is a business owner card, that card could be, anywhere between 2.5 and 3.14, depending on how it's swiped. So debit cards tend to be a little bit less as far as applicable cost. But if you take all the cards together, MasterCard Visa charges every merchant about 1.9%. Okay. Whether it's a low end 1.09 or a high end 3.14, it averages out.
All right. If I'm talking to somebody tomorrow and he has higher level questions than I can roughly guide him through, do I call Mersatech? Do I call
me? I'm your point of contact for everybody.
Okay, good enough.
Yeah, Bill, basically what we're training the agents to do and what you can do too is you can shoot them to, if you can get them right on the phone right there, and I'll give you Matt's number. So anybody who's going to be able to get a good appointment straight to Matt and he's available, that'll be great. If not, then myself or Marcus or someone here will take it, and then we'll get it set up to answer more thoroughly with Matt when he's available. So most of the time Matt's available, and so when he is, he can help us get all these deals wrapped up for sure. So you guys that are in this webinar right here, that's why I had a small group like this, because I don't want to, there's a lot of agents out there that may send in all kinds of weird stuff, but I know you guys are sending in the right stuff, and you guys can have direct contact to Matt. and then we'll get everything wrapped up on these deals. So we were a little behind for a minute on the leads that were coming through. We brought the sales team in now to handle that volume and make sure that each and every lead gets the attention that it should, and that you guys have the best opportunity to make money. So when it was just me handling a lot of the sales calls, I was testing it out, how we were going to set everything up. Now that I got a feel for it, it was easy for me to transition a few guys that we have into those positions to take these calls and then bring them straight to Matt for processing. If they're loans, we know exactly where to take them. And actually, Matt introduced us to a new lender. I think I told you guys that we have a new lender on some of the bigger deals too. So we've been introduced to a lot of great new opportunities through Matt. This is probably the best relationship we have with WL Madden, aside from some of the stuff that we do on our own. So we're really excited, and that's why you guys right here, especially everybody in this group right here, I wanted you guys to be on this webinar. And the agents that are still getting that are not yet understanding, some of them thought that they could just take numbers out of the phone book or something like that and put them in the back office. And obviously, we could call those ourselves and just cold call people. So now that, the agents are learning what they need to do, we want to get them to get hooked up in the bigger picture with, if they're going to do stuff online, then we'll teach them how to do the stuff that Brandon and Jess are doing. If they're going to do stuff on the phone, then we'll teach them how to do that. And if they're going to be approaching businesses, we've already gone over how to do that, but that mobile app that we have that has, the button on it that you can just, that's always going to be answered now because we have a larger sales team, and it's going straight to our 800 number now. So you'll see the number change in the mobile app, and it's being transferred right to this office right here so we can handle all those calls. Then it will be forwarded after, and it rings out to 4 different numbers, which is great.
Okay. One last question. You are recording this, right, Alan?
Yeah, this is all recorded. Yep.
Okay, just for the sake of the recording, as far as the ransomware and the chargeback insurance, you said it's like $8 to $12, I guess, per account, per merchant, per month.
Yeah, it's only on the traditional processing, and it's only for swiped cards. It's not for e-commerce.
Okay.
It's $8 to $12. What we did is that cost that we incurs is, and we've got a ton of customers, is we just automatically applied that to all of our current customers as well as our incoming customers through Mersatech. So,
okay.
So that's, the cost actually is profitable. It's kind of insider information, but
right.
So when we're charging every one of our customers an extra $8 to $12 per month, that's a good thing. And then hopefully we're not experienced. We have a lot of technology in our systems as well. We use the proper equipment. We have a lot of stuff in the back end to hopefully protect us and keep us safe. But if it were to happen, then that's the situation. Yes. Well,
the last thing for the recording, Matt, is that you got one hell of a set of software. This is pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah, we've been at it for a while.
I can't wait to share it with my friends.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, really, very exciting.
Yeah, Jeff, go ahead.
Okay, so I used to install POS systems when I worked for my dad, and I'm all the way on the East Coast, but as far as the installation goes, is it as complicated as it used to be back like 10, 11 years ago now? Or has that gotten easier too?
It depends on who's doing it. We send all of our stuff ready to go, plug and play. So we have everything in-house, and we set everything up. Now for reprograms, we have technicians that get on the phone and they'll help the merchant, or if there's a local agent nearby, walk them through those steps. Depending on the POS system though. So did your dad sell a variety of POS systems or a specific one?
Okay, so, I don't know, there were some of them, there was like 2 or 3 that we did installs with.
Okay.
I don't remember which ones they were.
Was it like Aloha and the restaurant kind of stuff, or was it like Aldello, PC America?
He mostly did bar and restaurant installs.
Okay, so it'd be like Micros or Aloha usually.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are complicated, and those are also $10,000 per unit kind of equipment. So right. What we have up here right now is a Clover system. Clover right now is the hottest thing that's ever happened to POS systems. It's a first data product. It's amazing. Every merchant out there wants it. The good thing for us is that everybody's either leasing it for really expensive, like $300 a month, or they're charging like $3,000 per terminal. the cool thing is that the little mini ones, the minis, only cost about $600 programmed and delivered, and it's about $1,300 for a programmed and delivered station. So they're very affordable compared to most POS systems. Now these, what's cool about them too is they work just like a tablet or a cell phone. Is if I have a pizza place, I can go find an app. There's, I think, 3 different pizza apps on there, and they can pick whichever one they want, and that's their new software for their pizza place. One's really basic, one's a little more, entailed, as far as like caller ID and recurring billing and stored credit card information and all that. But basically, if you're a business owner, you're just going to go in there and download the apps you want. If you want to download Clover's reward system, download it. If you have to download an app to use our cash discount program on there, so that's actually an app that runs that processing.
That's one thing I was telling you guys is that you guys have no idea. And Brandon was on a call, as a matter of fact, and the guy was trying to get Brandon to switch over to work for him because he had some data, and he said, "Oh wow, you come work for me, you'll make more money." And when he heard that we could reprogram the Clover system to do the cash discount program, he said, "No, you can't." He hung up the phone. And so just to let you know how amazing that is to be able to take this system right here, Jess. This is the hottest thing going. Everybody's using it, and we can put the cash discount program on it, and that's what's going to really help. So if they already have it and they're already leasing it, we can get the cash discount program thrown right on it through an app that Matt has. Nobody else is doing anything like that because they do get very attached to this system right here because it's so.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've seen them before. I've seen them up in Oregon when I was still out there. Yeah. I wasn't sure exactly if that was what he was talking about.
Yeah, that's a POS system right there, and that has everything that most business owners need in it. Now, if somebody has a real complicated business, they're probably processing a huge amount, and in that case, I'm sure Matt would get somebody out there to program everything in because they're going to spend a whole lot of money. So in that situation, Matt, you could probably get, if it was a hospital or something like that needed all kinds of really expensive equipment, we'd probably have to go right out there to get everything set up with their CRM, I would imagine, right?
Well, hospitals, we can operate off of a gateway, so that's usually pretty easy to install. Another side note, everybody, we're one of only 3 credit card processing companies in the United States that use a software called Epic, which is what hospitals use. There's 2 softwares they use, but the majority are under Epic. We're one of only 3 processors to do that, too. Hospitals are a lot of money, so if you come across somebody or something that's involved with hospitals or facilities, those are really good. But yeah, as far as POS systems, we'll reprogram 9 out of 10 of them. We use a company. We have a friend affiliate called Perfect POS out of Florida. So if you guys are curious about things, we buy enough equipment from them. They just give us an incredible price. I personally don't mark up my price on POS systems when I'm selling. But again, we can mark up prices. So we get such a good price. The markup's pretty easy. I don't like to do leases, but I'm happy to do leases on Clover systems. And I don't give everybody all my information all the time, but I actually have a former friend and partner that decided to go his own route, and we had a less than happy separation. The Clover system is something his customers don't have. Most of them just have countertop terminals. So my marketing strategy to take over his area and take his customers is literally the Clover system. So just being able to go around and sell the Clover system at cost or lease it for a nominal amount of money, throw mobile apps and things like that on top of it because he's too lazy to do it, then that's it's a very powerful tool.
So Matt, if we got a business set up, we could get them set up with their website, their mobile app, a Clover system, and get them set up with a good monthly fee on all that stuff. And these guys would make a killing if we were to sell something like that, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, so yeah, and that's what Marcus is probably going to try to get these people set up with.
And I'll work with Marcus on a lot of things that you guys don't need to know. I mean, there's ways that I can package a lease with a monthly fee for $299 that pays out cash, and we work that way. If somebody doesn't have a lot of cash to buy a lot of stuff now, I'll package things into just a monthly fee, like $400 a month or something that they're going to pay for a length of time. And there's a lot of monthly residual that comes out of that as well. So monthly residuals is always, a lot of people are like, oh, I like cash. A mobile app's really cool because you can make cash off of it while you're waiting for all your residuals to start adding up. So that's a really good thing as far as mobile apps. But we can price and work things out. For example, it costs about $2,200 to build a website to do an online order for restaurants, and a lot of people realize that. But if somebody doesn't have $2,200 for that, plus $1,500 for a POS, plus that, I'll charge them, $50 a month to build that website for them. Or there's other packages we can put them into as well that make a lot of money also. So we can build a website, provide them a POS, a kitchen printer, all this stuff, and then just take 10% of all their online order sales. And hopefully they put the 0% in their store as well. I was averaging out money over here and telling Alan about it. If we have their online orders on the internet plus their store sales on and all of it on 0%, we could pull $3,000 a month, $4,000 a month out of there, and we're splitting up those residuals. So
you guys have to understand, we're obviously my sales team, myself, Marcus, everybody that works over here, Adam and the sales team. Our goal is obviously to make as much money as possible. So you guys are getting 25%, just so you understand how this works, of whatever. So whatever the cost is of everything after these packages are put together. And we get a zero, like Matt, what Matt just is describing to you is that if somebody doesn't have a lot of money, we'll literally charge them more on their processing until they pay it back. So we'll take out, instead of taking the 4% on the cash discount, we can charge more on the cash discount until they pay all that money for whatever it is, a website, a mobile app, and you guys are getting 25% of whatever. So if the cost is $500 a month and we're at $1,500 a month, you guys are making $250 a month. If we're charging $3,000 a month, you guys are getting, and it costs $1,000, then you're making $500 a month on that account. So believe me, we're in this to make as much money as possible, as well as help the business. But if they can't afford everything right up front, that's okay. We'll get it after, and we'll get it on the backside, and you guys will get paid your commission. Now that everything's set up properly, it's been a long time coming for us to get set up to where we are now. So you guys have been patient, which we appreciate. We will make sure you're taken care of for your patients now that we have everything put together the right way. Okay.
All right.
Any other questions, guys?
Okay, excellent. So it looks like we're going to wrap it up right there, and this will be good. It's recorded. You guys have everything. You guys can watch this. I'll put it on YouTube, and we'll put it on somewhere so that so people can watch it and they can get a better understanding of what we do. And I appreciate you guys for being on there. We'll all have some individual calls with me this weekend. I'll have a little bit of time for everybody where we can discuss things, and we'll get everything set up for you guys so that you guys get a good understanding. I have a lot of videos, and my video editing guy is editing them as we speak. I know I keep saying that, but we have them recorded and now they're being edited really well. So that way everything is very clear cut and understandable for you guys. All right. So with that, we'll say have a good night, and we'll part ways, and I'll talk to you guys this weekend. Matt, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Oh, my
thanks for your
pleasure.
time, Matt.
Thank you, Matt. Thanks, Matt.
No problem.
Thanks,
Can't wait to
Matt.
see the business come in.
All right. Excellent. All right, guys. We'll talk.
All right. Take
Okay.
care.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right.
Hey.
Hey.